Hello. It is good to be back on the mic. It seems like so much has happened in the last 4 to 6 weeks since my birthday. So, a week before until now, so mid September. Now we're right at November, 6 weeks. I have 4 discussions waiting for to be edited. And those were completed probably about 2 months. I was guided about a year and a half ago. I finally answered this gnawing call to grow and lock up my hair. And I resisted it for about 5 years. Actually, when I was in Togo, even before then, but it just kept growing. So, also, it starts, this birthday starts as the 56th year, and that is the beginning of the 9th cycle, 7-year cycles. So, this is my 9th, so I'm 56. I became very reflective in how everything connected. That at the end of the 9th cycle is the age 63. So this 9th cycle is ages 56 and 63. That is, it's like that her age stopped. So I am in the last cycle that she completed in this realm. So it feels very ancient. That's the word that comes to me. It feels very like something meaningful that I don't even have words, but just that we are in this last cycle together. This is the last cycle she walked. So at the end of this cycle, I'll be alive and I'll surpass my mother's age or her time frame here. I don't know if it's just a human thing. I'm looking at the significance in it, like a anthropologist wondering what it is to be human. And this is an example of field work. I am ever so curious about the culture of each of us. We all have our own culture, the way we operate in the world. Yes, we are connected to mass ideas, but yet we still have our own culture within. The stories is what I'm fascinated by because stories bring a relation. We can empathize and resonate with, and they're powerful teachers. Around the fireside is where that wisdom and that alchemy happened. We are able to release. There's something about the high vibration of a fire, being around a fire as a community. There's something powerful about that practice, so primal. And if you really think about it and connect, if you've been to a bonfire, even just a candle, I love looking at the fire of a candle. Something about candlelight and fire. This semester, I took a class called Medical Health and Healing. Turns out it's an anthropology class, like medical anthropology is what we're learning about. And it has lit all of my life's experiences, the way I think, the way I test things on myself. I'm always in this constant anthropological mindset of testing something out to see how it affects my health. If it's true, if there's resonance, testing as a scientist, the experimenting of working with energy, paying attention to the intellectual aspects of our bodies, being in relation with everything, animate and inanimate. It's really something else. To know that there are people who ask the same questions as I do. And it just made me so happy that there are other people that think like me. That's how deeply resonant and excited finding this new group of people, really. It's so wild that it actually happened through. So I started in the spring that I would take a couple of classes just to learn. I enjoy learning. So I thought, why not? Let me take some free classes. So took a couple of classes and thought, well, I'll just keep doing it. Taking classes that I like, and for the heck of it, let me look at what the requirements are for an AA. And then this semester, I decided, that sounds interesting. Medical health and healing. And so that turned out to be the medical anthropology. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I feel very linked to this process because it's so funny. I've spent so many years recovering from being a Jehovah's Witness, and I felt like I had such a resistance to the college system at a certain point. No, not a certain point, all the points. They drilled in your head that you don't need that kind of education. Now, they are right to some degree that there are very specific curriculum that is taught from a patriarchal perspective. We have more than that, but the organizations, what I mean by more, we have more than just those types of classes. There are all classes, all things have their purpose. So my point is, I was just very surprised that I found, or anthropology found me. It's wild how many data points what I'm learning just lights up in all of my spirit. So I don't know what to say on that. Let me pause for a moment. What wants to be said? If anything else. This is still really feels very fresh, raw, and open for me. So it's interesting that this is part of my journey, and I love it so much. So I'm going to keep showing up. I don't know what that looks like. A level of consistency. I follow my cycles. Women's cycles are guided by the moon, and that's a 30-day period. So I really flow with that. And yeah, I'm just going to keep showing up, folks. No promises. The only promise I have is to be fully authentic and stay to my inner integrity, and to keep being open and asking questions, and also just to connect, to hear the stories, to document. It's a way to connect to community and to be able to have vulnerable conversations and really share how a person navigates and alchemizes really challenging life lessons in the journey to one's inner self, and that connection then coming back out, rippling out, and connecting to all that is. Because we do not do anything in a silo. So our voice is here when we speak. It's a vibration. High vibration is medicine. So we tell these stories with alchemy and beauty and love and understanding and not judging it. Every moment we make a decision, it's because of how we want to feel. Because somehow even if it's an illusion or delusion, it's because you want to feel a certain way that is motivating your behavior. You want to feel something. You want to feel revenge. You can choose to feel forgiveness or love, but you want to choose whatever it is. Some bias, some label. So we tell the stories here. And if you resonate, if it feels like it has a resonance, you might be kin. or the person that we're speaking with at the time. That connection. And that's what it's for. Community. This is me thriving where I am. We all can make an effort, not even an effort, an intention to gather around the fire and have fire ceremonies, or just be around the fire. Gather as a community around the fire. That's why people love cookouts and barbecues. I don't know, there's something about that, being outside the fire. That's community. Be community for yourself first. And then you can be, I want to say, you can create and gather like-minded people. For the sake of community, people, we crave that right now. We crave it. All right, that is all for now. If I feel very complete, so I shall return. And until then, keep your fire lit. Keep flowing air, breathing it into existence. Fan it. And share your light. Thank you.